podcast is BYOT. Bring your own tacos.
Dick swinging.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast.
We can say fuck.
With Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
I don't care, I've been smoking, this is cool.
That's a decent amount of sausage.
This man needs a doctor!
Yeah, I just hope they're tasty.
What's up with these clowns, man?
Cut the lights and went through people's pockets.
Don't you point that at each other.
Let them smoke a little. You need to step it up to that point. We're not gonna lead with the.
We're not gonna lead with
Do you have 7-Elevens in Albany?
Yeah.
Or I mean,
Yeah,
any,
they're
I guess any gas station will work. You know the little thing, pieces of food they got rolling on the hot rollers. They got hot dogs, they got taquitos, they got all kinds of stuff that you can pick from, hot and ready. Pick up for $1 or $2. Not the healthiest option, but it's good to go.
But if you're in a crunch, it's good to go.
Yeah, something to eat on the ride home. So I got 2 of these taquitos, and I was on my way home from work, and there was this guy. There's a Taco Bell across from the 7-Eleven that I stop at, and there's often homeless people there, waiting for people to give them a taco if they ended up getting the 10 taco pack and they feel really bad. So this guy runs over from the normal homeless taco spot, and he's coming over to me, and he's like, "Hey man, do you have any change or whatever?" And I was like, "No, I'm sorry, I don't, because I usually only have a card on me." But I was like, I looked at my hand, and I was like, I got 2 of these taquitos. I was like, I can give you one of these taquitos, you got your choice. You got beef or jalapeno cream cheese. Which do you want? And he goes, "Oh no, are those the taquitos from 7-Eleven?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh no, I don't eat those. Those got magnetic strips in them."
What?
So all right, man, cool, thanks. I'll see you later.
It's too good for your 7-Eleven taquitos.
What am I? So I'm eating something the homeless guy won't eat,
Dude.
He's getting
now you have reason to be concerned.
He's getting beggar tacos. Dude, this fucked me up the whole ride home. I was eating it, and I'd take a bite, and I'd be like, "Nope, no magnetic strip in that bite."
Well, what you do is you go to the outside of your car and you hold it up to the side of your car, and if it sticks, then you know you got the magnetic strip in there.
What does he think that's how they stick to the rollers?
I'm pretty sure this is the same guy that's willing to say he was abducted by aliens and experimented on.
I don't think he gets gravity if he thinks they stick to the rollers with magnets. It's
well, yeah.
There's those rollers are moving, man. It'd roll right off if it
would
wasn't
just
held
keep
on
rolling
there.
like an escalator, like a slinky on an escalator, man.
They're feeding you magnets. So I mean, I don't. It fucked me up the whole ride home. I was like, what did he mean by that? Magnets in the fucking taquito rollers.
Well, I'm willing to say that your taquitos did not have a magnetic strip.
No, I don't.
I was not there to see these.
I don't believe him. I don't believe him at all.
I'd hope not. I'd like to pick his brain sometime. Get this guy's number and give him my number.
Just I don't know if you want that. Probably be calling you on a payphone too. I don't know if he's got a cell phone plan.
You got any change? I'm on the phone. What? Do you have a Venmo?
What was his confirmation that said taquito rollers have magnetic strips in them? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, if anybody out there has any idea what the fuck this guy is referring to, let us know.
Write us at americanslackerpodcast@gmail.com.
And speaking of, welcome to American Slacker Podcast. As always, I'm Matthew.
And I'm Jesse.
And be aware of those magnetic strips, people.
Don't be eating, I guess, rollers from 7-Eleven. We'll chalk that up to the conspiracy board. We'll ask Al about that on the science episode. These are the interesting topics that we will dive into here on American Slacker, and we always want you to recommend the show to a friend.
And another way to contribute to the show is on our Patreon. Everything you guys do, it helps us provide more time to dedicate to the show to bring you more material and more entertainment. We have new gifts up and running. We've mentioned in the last show. Every 4th Saturday, we will be playing Xbox Live with all of our Patreon donors.
I think we're going to play some Grand Theft Auto at the end of this month. And we want you guys to join us. The best way to do that, head on over to the Patreon, contribute at any level, just throw $1 on there and you'll get an invite to that gaming session.
And one more thing I wanted to throw in here is it's a special week, people. On Friday, we have a birthday coming up. Mr. Jesse over here is getting old as shit, just like me. Even though he's a year behind, but still. May 26th is a special day, so make sure you get on the page and send a little love to this guy.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some camping, then going to a spa, getting a massage. Maybe
Shit.
Maybe see an Alien Covenant.
That sounds like a good damn birthday, man.
Yeah, it should
Happy
be
a
fun.
massage.
Yeah, you can't go wrong doing that. Nice and relaxing.
So what we're going to have for you in the show today, we got our bizarre news as always. We got a little funny clip to end it with. And then we're going to transition into Green Corner Plus, featuring guns this time.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll wrap it up with a little video game talk. So stick around, see what's going on, stirring in the pot.
Don't want to miss any of that. We always start off the news hard with some hard-hitting weed news. This time coming straight out of Las Vegas. We got a buddy that's visiting out there right now.
Hell yeah, shout out to Dankaroo's Clune.
Yeah, he's, I don't know if he listens, but either way, I guess he's getting the shout out. Hopefully, motherfucker, there's a reason to listen.
Better fucking listen. I'll come out to Vegas and get you, fool.
So, Nevada recreational marijuana industry clears state hurdles. Nevada is trying to move towards recreational because, you know, everyone loves to have fun in Sin City.
Hell yeah, dude. As we know.
And the recreational sales of marijuana have cleared a final hurdle earlier this May, paving the way for a program to roll out in the next 2 months. Most of the regulations were copied from the state's medical marijuana program, but this will be going through the Department of Taxation, and it will allow the state to issue recreational marijuana licenses by July 1st.
It's about time they made the move, honestly.
There's a lot of money to be made. They are slated to make $70 million in over the first 2 years once they approve recreational marijuana.
Yeah, man. And in a state that's slinging alcohol all over the fucking place and has, like, open carry, like, with fucking containers, it's insane.
Well, I wonder if it's going to be open smoking or how that's going to work. It's a funny,
that would be too good.
It's a funny moral question because it's like, oh, you know, if people are going to say, oh, there's kids, you can't like smoke in the streets. Like, people are drinking, people are shit faced, literally in the street during the middle of the day. It's like, and you're gonna say one, not the other. It's interesting.
People are walking around with fucking jugs of alcohol on lanyards around their neck.
Yeah, screaming. So not everyone's happy with the regulations. A group that wants exclusive rights to transporting recreational weed from growing facilities to retail shops could cause a snag in rolling out the start of this program. Along with that, the independent alcohol distributors of Nevada said the ballot measure voters approved in November gave currently licensed liquor distributors an 18-month monopoly on marijuana distribution licenses.
Jesus Christ. And that's insane. That makes it impossible for people to jump into this incredibly growing industry.
Yeah, and I guess the department's going to start accepting applications from liquor distributors, medical marijuana companies, and medical marijuana distributors. And they decided to open the applications beyond liquor distributors because of that conflict. So they tried to mend that gap, at least.
It's a very similar situation to Cali, how, like, for the first 18 months, only people that were involved in the medical marijuana field were able to do anything with the recreational. Like, you couldn't just apply to get recreational, like, licenses to sell or, you know, grow. You had to be involved with it in the medical field.
Yeah, and each state approaches it differently. They all have their own hurdles that they have to get over. With liquor being such a big industry in Nevada, this is something they're going to want to adopt and profit off of, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Which is surprising, because we've always been on the assumption that, you know, they're going to restrain it as much as possible to keep their profits. But now they're starting to turn the tables and say we need to get a piece of this, because we can't stop it.
Oh, yeah, man.
Can't stop the rock.
So, moving along in our vices, we're going to move to alcohol, as we spoke before. But we're going to go to an area where alcohol is not okay. Patna, Bihar state in India, has had quite the incident with involving 900,000 liters of moonshine. Now, this 900,000 liters of moonshine had been seized and is being guarded by local policemen. The only problem is that through a routine inspection, 900,000 liters had been missing. Now, the story they're giving as to where this alcohol has gone is quite the dubious claim. They're saying that rats had nibbled off all the metal caps and had gobbled up all the delicious alcohol.
That's a lot of liquor for rats.
Now, as we were talking, I mean, how many rats would it take to consume 900,000 liters of alcohol? And why is there not a shit ton of dead rats lying in this room at the same time?
That would be the clear evidence that, oh yeah, it was the rats. You know, a bunch of dead rats.
Yeah. Senior Police Superintendent Manu Maharaj is skeptical and has initiated an inquiry on the missing liquor, and he is kind of investigating because he does not believe that it was rats. He believes that there was a corrupt police force selling it on personal or consuming it on their own.
Yeah, that's more likely, I would say.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, that's a shit ton of alcohol, and I don't know why they had it just sitting, because in most places they destroy it right away. You know, they don't keep it around in a room. I don't know if they were planning on selling it somewhere to make profit that's not a non-alcohol Providence or whatever.
I feel like that would be shady.
Yeah, it's crazy. And there was a similar incident a few years ago where rats had been accused of drinking gallons of moonshine, and they were creating problems with the townfolk with their drunken, disorderly behavior. Apparently, rats were running around biting everybody in sight, and even they had to let cats go to try to get rid of them. But the cats were even getting attacked
By the rats?
by the rats. These rats were drunken,
Swarming
vicious
them?
rats.
I
I
feel like
wonder if they
this
pulled
case
that
isn't
idea from
rats.
this story.
Yeah, this case isn't rats. This is some
I
corruption.
just don't believe it's rats. Yeah, 900,000 liters. I mean, if a few of those, jugs or whatever had been consumed by rats, that's believable. But all of them, without anybody noticing,
That'd be a lot. There'd have to be so many dead rats in that room to confirm that.
I swear.
It's the only way it would work.
yeah. And I mean, I've looked online trying to find out, how much alcohol would kill a rat. I can't really find an exact total of the limit, but I did find some genome projects that suggest that rats that were bred to prefer alcohol, which I don't know how you control that in traits, but studies have been done where rats that were bred that prefer alcohol lived longer than rats that didn't. So I don't know, maybe they're on to something bigger here. Longer life.
I know where they went wrong in that study. It's because they only, the water bottles that you put in the rat's cage, they only filled them with vodka. So of course the ones that preferred alcohol lived longer because there was no fucking water for the other ones to drink.
Oh,
It's
a non-controlled experiment,
They're like, we're gonna have to get wasted to fucking survive.
and some of them just couldn't hang.
Party to live to party.
That's our motto here at American Slacker.
That's these rats' motto over in India. Well, we're headed over to the good old United States for our next story, with a not-so-great story coming out of Arkansas. A woman is facing felony charges after pointing a gun at a teenage boy who she says was sexually assaulting her neighbor's dog.
Oh, what a dirty fuck.
The lady told police in Centertown, Arkansas, that she looked out the window and saw the teen with the dog he raped last time. This isn't the first offense. Same guy,
Jesus Christ.
same teenager, same dog.
Leave that dog alone, man. Get a new victim at least. Jesus.
She goes, I got my gun out of the safe and I went to my back door. I told him, get on the fucking ground, and I pointed my gun at him.
Drop your weapon and step away from Sergeant Sullivan.
Ooh, I like this. A grandma that can take action into her own hands.
This teenage boy who was 14 years old, he ran off after the gun was pointed at him, and she fired a shot into the grass to scare him. He left behind an iPad, clothing, and then police later found the spent shell casing. So it's confirmed she did fire a shot to scare him. So that's why
He was
she's facing
butt-ass naked with an iPad? Like, what was he playing, mood music?
dogs barking. I don't know. I don't know what the mood music is for that kind of setting. She was gonna try and appeal with a defense, like a self-defense of a third party. For she was defending the dog, and that's why she fired the shot. So we'll see. I wonder if that works out for her. I mean, I don't know if she necessarily should have fired the shot. I would probably point a gun at him and be like, stop raping that dog. Sir, stop raping that dog.
Shoot this motherfucker! Will you fucking shoot? Drop your weapon to the floor and we'll discuss it.
Ha!
LAPD, get on the ground. Get your hands off the Shih Tzu. Fucking put it down.
God, this is a haunting story.
It's terrible. The victim in all this is the dog.
Oh, the poor dog. He'll never be the same again. Never.
Just
He'll
sits
never
in
make
the
eye
corner.
contact with his owner.
Okay, no, I was about to victim blame. Be like, well, he was outside.
Ah,
And it did happen
So
already
you're saying any
once.
dog outside is fair game to molestation?
No, well, for this 14-year-old, apparently.
Ah,
It's not my world.
Get this kid checked out.
I'm terrified for dogs in Arkansas right now. That's all I can say.
Let's move along from the sexual actions that are occurring to dogs in Arkansas. We're gonna come to New York State. And what we have is New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo has recently talked about an incident in his Albany mansion. The 182-year-old governor's mansion apparently keeps Cuomo up at night because he hears strange noises and he believes that there's a ghost creeping around.
Ooh, do some work. Ooh.
It's just all of us New York State citizens.
It's the citizens being like screaming outside. He's like, I think I hear ghosts.
Don't be a dick.
Do your job. Stop vacationing.
He did state it's a big creepy house, but I'm a big tough guy and I don't get afraid of ghosts. But I'm not enamored with them in any way. But he
Sounds
did
like he's gonna
remark on
fight
it.
him.
He did remark on it, and he's trying to prove his dominance over these ghosts. Now, this isn't the first time that there's been an incident with ghosts here. Former Governor David Patterson believes that at least one ghost could be in this mansion. He recounted about a story in the New York Post where one night he heard a smash, like a big smash. But all the staff of the estate had reassured him that it was just a resident ghost, which is believed to be a former groundskeeper.
Sounds like some of the people who should have been working were smoking a bowl. Fucking knock something
dude.
over. It's just a
Yeah, it
ghost.
sounds like a workers' party downstairs. Fuck! What'd you do, Tim? I told you we gotta be quiet. Ooh!
I think that's a ghost. Must have been a ghost that knocked that shit over.
Patterson said that Cuomo should be relieved, though. It's a friendly ghost. He's like Casper.
Casper was a child that died.
Well, yeah, maybe this groundskeeper died. He was up on the roof doing something, trimming the vines off, and he fucking fell off, or looking under a mower, got chopped up.
Oh God, I'm gonna pick friendlier ghost than Casper. I say Ghost of Christmas Present.
What?
From the fucking Christmas Carol. He's the one. He's
right.
that big fat jolly dude who's just like.
Well, true. It is a friendlier ghost than Casper, I would imagine.
He's laughing.
Casper should have never been friendly.
He's showing you how great everything is. Fucking Casper's a dead kid. That's not exactly like.
It's kind of sad and.
Yeah, that's fucked up. It's like, dude, come on. Like, I want to hang out with that
saw
big
life.
fat Christmassy, like, look at how great everything is ghost. Ghost of Christmas Present. That's who I'm going with.
I mean, when I think of ghosts, I just think of tormented souls that can't make it to the afterlife.
Any of them you'd want to hang out with?
I'd take your ghost over Casper, that's for sure. I feel like Casper would just be a downer.
Because I was thinking, like...
What's it like to drink? Like,
Yeah, right.
I never made it to 21.
You didn't experience anything, and you're just so annoying, Casper. It's like,
What's
how
it
can
like
you
with
be,
a lady? Like,
how can you be
I'm
so
sorry,
happy-go-lucky
little
and dead,
I can definitely say that a former groundskeeper would not be a fucking friendly ghost. Like, he couldn't fucking get away from work enough, and now he's fucking stuck there forever. Fuck
Yeah.
that. He's gonna be pissed.
Okay, Skinner, that's the last time you'll slap your willy around. I quit.
Seriously. Yeah, the one guy who couldn't get a break in our next story was a Colorado hunter who claims he was assaulted by a Sasquatch, some may say sexually.
Well, Sasquatch needs love too.
Not when it's not consensual. This man in Glenwood Springs, Colorado, claims Sasquatch attacked him and attempted to rape him while he was walking in the woods. Sure it wasn't that 14-year-old dressed in a Sasquatch suit?
He's quoted as saying all he heard was, "You got some purty lips there, Hunter."
And then it barreled down on him. The 57-year-old man was walking to his hunting cabin, and he suffered to see if it suffered any damage during the winter. And all of a sudden, a gorilla-like creature dropped from a tree in front of him and punched him in the face.
That's where the story goes south. Sasquatches do not linger in trees.
That's more of a, I don't know. I was thinking drop bear, but that's like an Australian thing.
This sounds like a rape ape to me.
Rape ape. We got rape apes up in Colorado. You gotta watch out.
Yeah, man.
They're dropping on you.
They're just rumored to be in existence, but they're obviously out there. This man is proof.
This is definitely a rape ape. They're
Yeah.
a new breed. Because Sasquatches have never taken to the trees. I've never heard a Sasquatch encounter where they were dropped on from a fucking tall ass tree. He said this thing was 8 foot tall and its punches hurt like hell. I was just knocked out at the first blow. So he was trying to recover from the attack, and the humanoid creature began to tear his clothes while letting out terrifying howls. When he regained consciousness, he had already torn his pants and he was tearing through his underwear. He stabbed him in the shoulder with his hunting knife, and it made him run away.
Oh my god, we're going from violated dogs to violated people by Sasquatch. It's a rape ape, though. I'm firm on this.
It's definitely a rape ape. We have confirmed a new breed of Sasquatch. It's part of the lineage in the snowy areas. You have Yetis. In the West Coast, you have Sasquatch. In Colorado, you have rape apes.
Yeah, they tend to be in the middle of the country.
And in Florida, you have skunk apes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about skunk apes. The smaller Sasquatch, I believe.
The stinkier Sasquatch, hence the name
You can
skunk.
smell them miles away.
Investigators have
Because
found
they're smoking weed, obviously.
That's what they're doing. Investigators found extremely large footprints on the site, and there's a picture of the footprint next to a guy's foot. It's a big foot, that's for sure. It looks like one Bigfoot at least.
Well, I hate to see the size of that rape ape's package and what this guy had to endure.
Oh man, I didn't even think about that. That's
You know what they say about big feet,
Yeah.
especially on rape apes.
That's a huge bitch!
Moving along with our sexual assault news that we've had here today. In Florida, of course, we have another incident. I'm just going to start it out. A nude house squatter had to wrestle Deputy Wang to the ground. Poor Deputy Wang. A Louisiana woman was living illegally in a vacant home, and the Monroe County Sheriffs had received a call that they had somebody staying in this home without the owner's permission. Now, Deputy Richard Wang showed up, looked in the window, and he saw 36-year-old Felicia Mae Farrington butt-ass naked. He knocked on the door, she answered, and she was still naked. She refused to put any clothes on, and then she decided she was going to fight Wang.
Fight that Wang.
She wanted to take on the Wang.
Now, wait, would you say that, Wang is a well-trained officer and maybe even has street experience that would make...
No.
So he's not a hard Wang.
I'm thinking of David Arquette from Scream with I forget his name, Officer Dewey, I think?
Yeah, I think it's something like that. So you're saying that Officer Wang isn't hard?
No, he's like the honorary deputy.
So
he's got a soft Wang.
So Wang
We
is
got a soft Wang here. Yeah, we got a soft Wang.
Wang isn't hardened from life on the streets.
He was no match for Felicia Mae. So it was a flopping contest on the ground. He had to call for backup.
Wang's just flopping around trying to get control of the situation.
Yeah, man, you just got a Wang flopping on the ground. You got a nude Felicia Mae. It wasn't a pretty sight.
Sounds like a sight to behold, that's for sure.
Well, eventually Wang got the situation under control, and now she is being charged with battery on a police officer and resisting arrest. And of course trespassing, because she shouldn't have been butt-ass naked rubbing her ass on somebody's couch that she didn't know.
You know what they say, though? No one can resist Wang.
Even honorary deputy Wang. He doesn't even have a real badge. He's just got a plastic badge that they hand to kids at schools when they do visits.
He's just been deputized just so they can make dick jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, the only reason they wanted him on the force was just for the pure entertainment value.
From one dick joke to another, in our next article, we have a man arrested for masturbating vigorously in public because he hates Portland.
Jesus Christ, you guys. I am sorry. We didn't realize how much dick we were going to be slinging in this episode.
Yeah, it's right in our intro, though. You know?
That's true. Fair warning. You're right. We did warn you.
A man was indicted for masturbating vigorously outside of Nude Avenues for Youth in downtown Portland earlier this May. Court documents said that when a Portland officer responded to a complaint of public indecency at the location, the officer saw the man, 59 years old, with his erect penis exposed to the public.
Public dick. Number one.
He put his dick back in his pants and began to walk away. Documents said that when an officer asked him whether or not he thought it was appropriate to masturbate in public and why he was doing it, He told the officer he was on meth. He wanted to go back to prison because he fucking hates Portland.
Oh my god. Well, you know, you hate Portland. What better way to protest Portland to pull your dick out and rub it vigorously?
This was no protest. This is also not the first time he pulled his dick out. That's why I'm saying it's not a protest.
You were going to say that.
He's not protesting anything. He just likes having his dick out in public. In 2014, he was observed laying on the sidewalk across from an exit from a bar, and he was observed stroking his penis outside of his pants and staring at several females in the bar that were standing in line. And he was doing this for 2 nights in a row.
Jesus Christ,
man. That was back in 2014. Now,
he's a serial dick flasher.
Yeah, so he might hate Portland, but that has nothing to do with him dicking around outside of
I say he just hates having his dick away.
He can't be doing it.
Oh, man. I was going to say, you don't just start out. You don't go from nothing to just wanking it like that in public on the block right away. You kind of work up to that, you know? You do like a car flashing.
He straight up told the officer he was on meth, too. He's like, I'm on meth. I want to go to prison. Fucking hate Portland.
Prison's got the best meth. I'm trying to get out of here. And fuck Portland.
He's like, I can have my dick out every day in prison. They don't say shit.
Well, we're going to go from dicks to buttholes here. And in our next story, what we have is a man in Scotland. It was at a hospital. Not getting any work done there. But what happened was he got a little irate and started pulling lighters out like a magic trick from his asshole to throw at all of the staff.
What?
He's got another one. How many do you have up there? Stop like it. This shit lighters.
This man's gonna explode. No one light a cigarette.
No one light a cigarette.
This man farts
highly flammable. It's a human bomb. So, this happened quite a few times, actually. It took place between the 16th and the 22nd, and they just had enough of his shit.
And
literally.
His lighters.
Shit-covered lighters. So, he's assaulted a nurse on the 24th, and then he did it again. And now he's in jail. I don't know why it wasn't immediately bring this guy to jail. I figured the first time you pull a lighter out of your ass and throw it at somebody, you should be brought to jail to at least get an evaluation.
Yeah, check that, man. What else has he got up there? It's the fucking kitchen sink.
Jesus Christ, man. Now, there's not really much details on this story, but, you know, we couldn't let this slide without being mentioned on our bizarre news. Because, how often do you hear about a man pulling cigarette lighters, plural, out of his ass and throwing them at medics?
I'd be afraid. It's like you'd have to have, hospital security have him at gunpoint because you don't know what he's going to pull out.
Dude, he just pulls out like a fucking shotgun out of nowhere. You're like, whoa!
Whoa!
The capacity of that guy is just, you gotta respect that.
Well, one animal who would not be afraid of this man if he pulled a shotgun out of his ass is the llama in our funny clip of the episode.
Where is this llama?
This llama is named Waldo, and he lives at a British Columbia shooting range up in Canada. A CTV News clip that Matt found shows this llama just kind of dicking around at a shooting range.
With shots being fired all over the place, and he could care less. He's just chilling.
They feed the llama, and he just kind of hangs out, and everyone sort of knows him. He's like a little friend of the shooting range and everyone that visits. He follows people to their cars. It just sort of wanders the grounds, and everyone just checks, where's Waldo? Make sure you're not shooting at him.
Not the mascot I would expect at a gun range, but hey, what works, works.
He doesn't
Waldo
even
works
flinch.
Here.
It's crazy. In the video, you can see people just popping off, and he doesn't mind it at all. He's like,
yeah, he's up on a hill, just watching, grazing.
I wonder if he's deaf.
Cool. Oh, that's a good. I wonder if he has been tested. We don't have info if he's been tested to be deaf or not. That could be the point.
We should rate the shooting range and find out if they know.
Yeah. I can't believe a llama is not afraid of guns. But hey, llamas can be hard too.
It might be a survival tactic because if he is deaf, he can't hear predators coming for him. So he goes and hangs out at a shooting range, he knows he's protected.
Ooh.
Islam is smarter than we think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the comfort, he knows. Yeah, right, fuck it. He's not out in the wild worrying about it. He's well informed.
If a wolf comes in, they're just gonna pop that shit with a couple of rounds. Fucking, that's gonna be that, you know. He's gonna be just sitting there chilling, being the cool ass llama that he is. So we'll be sure to post this up. We're gonna put our funny clips up on Wednesdays. That's always going up on our Facebook. So make sure you head on over there to check that out. Last week, I believe we had it might have been a week before, we had a robot that could fucking stand. Or no, that was the week before, and we had the GTA guy last week.
We had the GTA guy that busted his ass and failed to climb a fence and was apprehended.
So those are always available to watch on our Facebook page. You can go like our page. You'll always get updates with the funny clips on Wednesdays. Keeping with the gun motif, we're headed into Green Corner Plus guns.
Now, we're going to start it off, first off, with a really interesting activity you can do if you happen to be in Vegas. Now, what we have here is the National Gunfight League, and this is by the Las Vegas Gunfights. And what we have is, it's kind of like paintball. It's a set-up indoor range that's, a 360 simulation like Battlefield. But you're using real guns. Now, you're not shooting each other dead. They have these blue and red rubber tip bullets that have a powder on them, sort of like hardcore paintball. And when you run out of ammo, it's not over. Now you get to go hand to hand. So it's a combination of gun sport / MMA, which is right up our fucking alley.
Shit's crazy.
Next time we're in Vegas, I feel like we have to partake in this.
I would give it a whirl, or at least watch a little bit of it.
Hell yeah, they offer training with firearms and also force to force, as they call it, combat. So that you're not gonna kill each other. But
I was gonna say I do a little bit of that training, like the CQC style, close quarters.
Hell yeah, man! That'd be cool. The videos are insane of this shit. It's just mayhem. Way more intent than a typical paintball range would be with the blow-ups. It's actual things there's barrels in different rooms and fucking all kinds of barricades and shit.
Shit's crazy.
So you really get into it, man. It's like a VR experience almost, except for it's real. It's something you'd expect to looking through a headset at. But nope, you're real life fucking blazing guns, fucking hand-to-hand fighting each other. Now, and it definitely leaves a little more of a welt than paintball, too.
Well, yeah, because they're it's almost like rubber bullets in a way.
Hell yeah. Definitely, it's been quoted to leave a big red welt when you get welled with these.
It's kind of like paintball.
So if you're in Vegas, check out National Gunfight League. You'll definitely have a blast.
And that's a good place to have it, because there's a lot of other ranges that offer neat things in Vegas, but that's sort of different in a way.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's one of the first things we did the first time we went to Vegas was went to a shooting range, and it was wild. They pick you up in a Humvee, bring you there, and give you it's like going into the store at Grand Theft Auto. It's a wall of guns, and you just choose what you want to shoot.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And if you've never shot before, or if you're super against guns, I always suggest going to a gun range. People can instruct you, and you can get a first-hand account of what it feels like to fire a firearm, because it's something that everyone should know, just because they exist, and it's a cool piece of technology either way, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, you further understand it.
And speaking of firearms instruction, we found a neat thing offered by Renaissance Firearms Instruction, and they are located in Nassau, New York. Now, what they're offering over at Renaissance is a 2-hour zombie apocalypse shoot. So, if you want to do something really cool for your first venture into firearms, and you're in the Nassau area, go to this 2-hour zombie apocalypse shoot, because what you get to do is shoot 5 new rifles, all geared towards surviving a zombie horde. These rifles include a Rossi Pump Action 62, Mossberg 802 International, Darkstorm Industries AR-1522 with laser sight, Victory Company Precision Rifle, and Henry AR-7 U.S. Survival Rifle. You can shoot.
That's a hell of an arsenal.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and that gives you a good range of different guns that so that you can have an idea of how different ones fire, like a pump action shotgun versus an AR. I thought that was kind of cool that they offered such a varying range.
Even the pistol. There's something like I feel about like shooting a pistol at a zombie would just be so fucking cool.
Definitely. And these zombie targets bleed, and they have headshot spinner targets.
Come on, people, what the hell? It's gotta be the brain. Y'all know nothing?
That's crazy.
So you know when you get a headshot because the fucking metal plate will like spin. It's pretty cool. It's a neat idea, and it's ages 14 and up. Under 18 must show birth certificate, ID, and passport, and anyone older than 18 can just show a driver's license. They have a lot of stuff. You can check out their website, renaissancefirearminstruction.com.
Now, if you're a little concerned about using real firearms, these two previous things that we've discussed are a little too much for you. We have airsoft to talk about now, and if you're not familiar with airsoft is just usually it's either electronic motor or spring action plastic BB type warfare. And we're going to cover airsplat.com, which is really convenient if you want to get involved and try out airsoft combat. Airsplat will give you an idea of whatever state you're in. It'll tell you every organization and field there is to find. And, I looked in California and New York, and there's tons of them all around. And I never even heard of them before. I didn't know there was actually organizations to do this. Now, it's definitely a fun alternative if you're you don't want to hear the fucking bullets going off and you're not into all the mayhem. It might be a nice ease for you to get into. I remember back in the day we used to play with airsoft guns all the time, and
yeah, they're fun as long
cool.
as you don't point them at anyone's face.
yeah, and of course you have to wear protection so you won't get shot in the fucking eye.
Yep, some glasses on there.
And just through looking, like a lot of these places you can just like rent equipment, so you don't need to worry about going to buy a gun. Usually because the ones that are used in competition are pretty expensive. They're not like the cheap ones you buy online or anything. You're talking like sniper rifles that are capable of hitting somebody from like 400 feet away and stuff. So it's definitely interesting and definitely a fun activity.
If people aren't aware of what an airsoft, it's like a little plastic BB, so these are non-lethal, as opposed to the zombie shooting that we were just talking about, which would be with live ammo, I'd assume.
Yeah. Well, yeah, even the first one we talked about, the inside of the Las Vegas gunfights, they are live ammo.
Firearms, but
they're live ammo, but it's shooting a rubber blank, basically.
Yep.
So it's basically like a crowd control bullet you're getting hit with.
So this airsoft is, I'd say, the much more kid-friendly version.
Yeah,
it'll
literally just sting. It won't even leave a bruise, really, and it's really fun. It's definitely a game of accuracy and marksmanship. It's just.
And we were talking
fun.
earlier. There's those YouTube vloggers that do cameras on their guns in like woods type arenas with airsoft.
And that's what this is. This is going to be to that level. It's not going to be just like a bunch of kids meeting up in a grassy field. No, it's going to be like actual like outdoor course that has like buildings and like ditches that are dug out, so you can literally get the feel of like warfare.
This is people taking it super seriously.
And the referees to make sure you're not fucking cheating.
Yeah, so airsplat.com, that's a /airsoft fields. That's a good reference or resource.
Yeah, and you can get gear on there if you want to buy your own stuff, and everything from, there's a university that'll teach you more about like airsoft and what to do. It's pretty neat.
Now, if you're into paintball, which is something that me and Matt also have had a little experience with back in our growing up, the New York City area has a place called Indoor Extreme Sports, and they have paintball courses that are kind of set up like speedball. And if people don't know what speedball is, it's sort of indoor or outdoor paintball with inflatable barriers that can be sort of moved around. They found a way to make paintball so that you don't actually have paint breaking on you.
Yeah, which is messy.
Yeah, I was going to say, if anyone's ever played paintball, it's messy, it kind of smells oily, it's gross, it gets all over you, there's a lot of mess to clean up. So they found a way to do like recycle reusable paintballs.
Which I'm assuming are like kind of like a rubbery or foam material with a powder on it to mark you.
Yep, that's what I'm guessing too from like the videos that I saw. On indoorextremesports.com they have videos, they have a pretty cool looking website, and there's ways to contact them. They do birthdays as well. So this is also another kid-friendly version. I would say. But still, it's like any of these things can be taken from like teenager all the way up to like a professional level where people take it super seriously and are going like really intensely into these rounds.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those videos, they were definitely getting into it hardcore on the Warfare Edge.
Some of the snipers in the airsoft videos are crazy.
Oh, dude, I love the snipe. People, check out like airsoft sniping. It's insane. Some dudes are just dirty as fuck. There'll be a guy creeping in a window and he'll just arc his gun and fucking punk. You just see the guy like fucking gets whacked in like the forehead.
And airsoft moves slow enough that you can see the pellet in the air.
Hell yeah, and they're usually bright colors too, so you can definitely watch it fly.
Yeah, so check out some videos online if you're interested. They have indoorextremesports.com has some up on their website for the indoor paintball.
And now, even though this is not a normal green corner, we have an update in the MMA world. Now, we've been talking about the Conor McGregor-Floyd Mayweather fight for quite a long time. I'm in high hopes for it. Really want it to happen. Well, it's been confirmed that Conor McGregor has signed part 1 of the contract to fight Floyd Mayweather. Now Dana White is waiting to complete the deal with Floyd Mayweather and his manager. It's actually happening, people. This is the first mark that we can guarantee that this fight will definitely, in fact, happen. Now, we're not going to see it immediately. It's definitely going to take some time. Al Haymon and who is the manager and Floyd need to agree on money and all that shit. But it's in the works, and Conor's now really in a boxing camp getting ready for this fight, which is we're gonna have to see. We're gonna see Conor probably vacate his belt because he cannot tie up another belt like he did before.
He's
but
just gonna
he's
have
gonna
all
make
the
a
belts.
buttload of money.
I'll take all them belts over there.
Which he did. There was a cute photo he put up of his son on the couch with all of his belts, and his son was like kind of inside of one of the belts, like it was like a little carriage or like a bed.
That's funny.
But yeah, so just had to update that we will see the fight of the century happening in the next year.
Sweet. It's good to hear because we've been kind of tracking that as it's been going along.
Hell yeah, I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a fake story when I first saw news on it, and then I had to cross-reference it, and it's all over. Dana White confirmed.
Until that happens, you'll just have to keep playing UFC 2 as Conor McGregor to get your fill.
UFC 3 is coming out soon.
Oh yeah, speaking
ready,
of
people.
Going into video games.
It's me, Mario.
Now we have some games with gold we want to cover. We always like telling you guys what's going on, reviewing a little bit of the last ones that came out, and giving you the heads up on what is coming out. The first game that they put out this month was for May. For the whole month of May, get Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams Director's Cut. I'm giving it my very first American Slacker. Don't waste your fucking hard drive space.
Ha, that bad, huh?
I played it for a little bit and I just couldn't get into it. It's like a side scroller Mario type of thing, but you have to like switch characters, a little bit of puzzle solving. I just really couldn't get into it. Give it a whirl if you want. It's up all month, but that's really all I got to say about that.
And that's all I had to say about that.
The second game, hopefully you had a chance to catch. It was only available till the 15th, but it was Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, which we both had a good time playing this game. It's fun.
Yeah, I threw it on easy and tried to get through as much of the campaign as I could, and I love the gameplay, all the force powers, being able to throw your lightsaber.
Hell yeah, customize your lightsaber. The force powers are really the cream of it. It's just so fun to fucking pick somebody up and throw them. Like, I was loving that. I was picking people up, throwing them off the fucking edge of like a fucking spaceship, or a space tower or whatever. Fucking so good. And the storyline's pretty good too. I always was like into the Starkiller saga, and you play a clone of Starkiller, and opening up, you almost like get killed by Vader, but you escape.
Yep. The storyline's really good. It's definitely worth picking up. I hope you grabbed it. It was available till the 15th.
Even if not, it's a cheap game. Definitely pick it up if you're into Star Wars.
For sure. And if you're into Star Wars coming out, it should be available now, actually, or by the time this episode is out. From the 16th to the 31st, we have Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga.
And the Lego games are really fun. You know, you might think they're just like a kid game, but they're fun to play. I've definitely played a few of the pieces of this game, and they were fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're easy achievements, like I always like to say.
Achievement hunter over here. I could give two shits, but Landers is on top. He's got an insane score right now.
That's what I'm all about. And also, another game that's coming out is Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris. That's going to be available from the 16th of May to the 15th of June, so you have a while to pick that up.
Yeah, and that game isn't like the traditional Tomb Raiders. It's an overhead where you kind of switch back and forth between her and her companion, and it's still fun. It's still a fun type game, but it's not going to be your traditional Tomb Raider gameplay. And we'll make sure to review these once they come out. We're going to play the shit out of them.
That pretty much wraps up the show.
All right, people, you know what fucking time it is. Let's get through this together. Hold my hand. If you want to check out our Facebook or our Insta, go to American Slacker Podcast. Search it, you'll find us. Also, you want to get at our main hub, AmericanSlackerPodcast.com. And if that's not enough for you, send us a fucking email, AmericanSlackerPodcast@gmail.com.
You can get at us on Twitter and Reddit at AMERSLKR Podcast. That's AMERSLKR Podcast. Rate and review us on iTunes, and please tell your friends. And if they're not into podcasts, send them over to our YouTube, where we always have our latest episode and all our past episodes available.
And if you want to hear a little Borgore, maybe a little Tyler, the Creator, or any of the other fucking amazing artists that we've covered on the show, check out our Spotify playlist, people. It'll keep you going through the rough work day.
You can become a Patreon sponsor of the show, which we always appreciate. It gives you access to a bunch of different gifts, including playing Xbox with us on the fourth Saturday of every month.
GTA this month, baby. Come on and
Absolutely. You can become an official American Slacker. You can be part of the Green Team, and it really helps us with everything we do here.
If you want to get at us personally, check out our Instagrams or our Snapchat. My Instagram is MWG Media, and my Snapchat is Matty G from HP.
And mine is Landers the Plane on pretty much everything.
All right, people. Thank you again for tuning in. We love you all. And until next time, that's it.
There you go.